the only purpose of man's sojourn on this earth is to seek God.
आनन्दमानन्दकरप्रसन्नं ज्ञानस्वरूपं निजबोधरूपं योगेन्द्रमीडियं भवरोग्यवैद्यं श्रीमद्गुरुं नित्यम् अहं भजामि। I bow to the indwelling Spirit, the Divine One residing in all of us. Let us have a few seconds of silence and introduce ourselves that at the level of consciousness we are one. This is a very sacred congregation and gathering for all of us. I am just being in peace with you, trying to familiarize myself with you at the level of consciousness. So you have to give me some time. Okay, I'm going to today teach you certain sacred techniques. The system and the path of yoga is very dynamic and very realistic. Other ideologies and religions, due to a shortage of foresight, have in them the word death. But I ask you one question. Just as Gorakshanath asked his disciples, Naga Arjun, who asked Talopa, who asked Niropa, who asked Milarepa, tell me what is dead and then come back to me. They still haven't answered the question. Nothing in this world is dead. Get this clear. Nothing in this world is dead. The ground you're sitting on is teeming with life, teeming with the swirling electrons, protons, and neutrons. Everything is animated. But degrees of animation differ. Therefore, when we are in life, we are living a life of mistaken identity, thinking that we are the body and not the soul. The whole purpose of yoga and the spiritual path in dharma, that is the pathway to enlightenment, is to change the gestalt, to create the shift from body consciousness to divine consciousness. That you are not a corruptible body, but a divine soul. You are not a corruptible body, but a divine soul. You are not this house of flesh and bone, which sleeps, decays, and dies. You are immortal consciousness, Lord of the earth and the skies. So I'm going to give you a technique today. It's called the youthing and younging technique. In this technique, the aging process of your physical body is arrested. The physical body never dies. For as you know, I'm appealing to your logic, nothing dies. Matter can only be transformed. Matter is neither created nor destroyed, but can only be transformed. It is a law of conservation of mass into energy. So you're just going into, the matter is going into a different dimension. And why I'm making you do this, in spite of your Atma, your soul, the great Furohar, your Atma. How many doesn't know what the Atma is? That is the Spirit of God dwelling within you. That is the Atma. That is immortal. It can never die. Your physical body is also cannot die. It can only be transformed. But if you want to assimilate it into a higher principle of the Bodhisattva, then you have to do these techniques. So it's becoming more and more of spirit and less of matter. Although nothing is destroyed, it is only transformed. Therefore, in the Indian system, your whole life is preparing for death. Now, we don't call it death. Your whole life is preparing for the great awakening. Right? Now, when you get to this great awakening, when you get to the end of your physical body and it is ready for transformation, into its own elements, there are many activities of thought, word and deed and emotions which you have done in your life, which need you to pass through certain realms, which is called purgatory. In the Christian thing, it is called purgatory. In India, we call it Devasthan or Devachan, and which thousands of years later came to the Buddhists, and it was called Bardo. For the normal man, he has to pass through it. But in the Indian text, it is always said by the greatest masters that the Indian yogi catches the bardo by the forelock and throws it out of the window. That's what we are doing. No need to give it too much importance, because it is astral illusion, delusion and error which you pass through. You're passing through all the crap that you've created before you get to heaven. You pass through certain subtler astral regions which give you either reward or punishment. Now what I have to explain to you, that many people I meet, they say, hey, let's have wine, women and laughter and sermons and soda water the day after. Let's enjoy life. When I come to the point of death, I'll focus here like Lord Sri Krishna says, and then I'll pass out chanting Om. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. Neither can you do that Om, neither can you do the Book of the Dead. Because your whole life must be a continuous training and tuning into the divine consciousness. When you go at the last moment, all your life's deeds are marshaled before your eyes. And you get into a state where you remember those deeds of your childhood and your past life. It's called a state of delirium. How many of you have seen people going to delirium and remembering their childhood days? Grannies and great-grandmothers go into that state. You see that they start talking that, hey, push my swing a little harder, Martha. Come on, I'm enjoying the swing. So they're speaking in a delirium. Those are their past actions. So by the momentum of the force of their past scars, their past actions, they are driven to what they do most. A crook will always at the dying end think of him breaking us, finding the combination of the lock, breaking the safe and stealing. A fellow who has drugs will constantly get to him taking the final drug, the mescaline, like who says? Aldous Huxley. But Huxley must remember that these are temporary things. The sum total of effects is marshaled before your eyes, before your pran leaves your physical casement, which is transformed dust to dust, water to water, fire to fire, air to air, and soul to soul. And the spirit is free, spirit to spirit. So in our system, we do not give much importance to clearing up the crap. We put on the light. In other systems, they say, oh, you must atone for their sins, there's true confessions. I tell them, look, don't waste time. Your body, your mind, your room is dark. Just go in there and put on the light of Kriya Yoga, and the darkness will go. This is the Indian yogic system of the yogic philosophy. This is the way it is done in yoga. We do not tamper with the bardo tall or the purgatory or any intermediate state of the lower astral world. Because as you all know, in the autobiography of a yogi, Sri Yukteswar has described these states of bardo. Right? Why does Guru Nath not give it importance? Because he gives you a higher technique. Do not chase the darkness away. Put on the light, dear souls. Put on the light and the darkness is not. But you cannot put on the light once and say the darkness will go. You have to do it 1,000,000 times. So when your death comes, it's your second nature, automatic action. The lights go on. Death comes, automatic action. The lights go on. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you're doing this so many times, now I can see it without the Jyoti Mudra. I close my eyes and I see the light, the 5-pointed star. The clear light, Shivanetra Tara, the clear light is known as Shambhu Chaitanya, Shambhu Chaitanya, Shambhu Chaitanya. Say after me, Shambhu Chaitanya. Why are you saying it disorganized? Shambhu Chaitanya. Now say it with me. Shambhu Chaitanya, 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 Shambhu Chaitanya. Come on, whip your tongues. Finished. Benzene is over. Petrol finished. Energy is finished. Okay, listen. You guys are not collected and organized for my techniques. I often ask Babaji and Lord Shiva, why I've been sent here, what is my work? Am I a damn misfit here? I am a misfit, but I'm trying to fit into you. Please try to understand the import of what I'm giving you. I'm giving you processes which clear your body, mind and soul, so that at death, you do not have to pass through purgatory and bardo, you will go straight to the clear light. Why? Because you've been practicing it hundreds of times again and again and again and again. You have become addicted to God. You have become addicted to God. So I want you to addict you to God. You can't say, oh, I just learned the bardo and at the end I practice this and all. You are not going to practice that and all. You're going to be, there's going to be a kick-ass system and you're going to be kicked really hard. There's no cheating. You can't cheat and fudge. Or you can't say, oh, I'll just go and Lord Krishna said, I'll sit in lotus posture and I'll put my ear here. Om. Do you think it's easy to do that? If you think so, I burst your bubble tonight. You have to be repeatedly in that zone. You have to practice, practice, practice. Day and night. You can't say, oh, I'll come, I've taken the advanced techniques. Oh, I've been to, Joseph Eustine's evangelist lectures and I'll be liberated. He told me, I've been to Kalu Rinpoche's technique, I've been to the Dalai Lama, I've been to the Tibetan system, I've been to Guru Nath and I've learnt all the Kriya. You may have been to all the people in all the world, I don't care. Are you trained? Is it your second nature? That as soon as you close your eyes, you see the light and you're gone through it. Then and then alone, you'll go straight to the clear light. The eternal flame, the Chaitanya, the clear light. So you have to cut through the agency of delusion, illusion and error. Om Bhuvam Bhuvam Swaham Maham Janam Tapam Satyam. 7 places. Where does the bardo come? Om Bhuvam Bhuva Om Swa Ha. So only the second and third stage. There are 7 states to go. I'm telling you to hit for Om Satyam. These are the techniques of Kriya Yoga which get you to the highest sphere, and in the process rub out the negative astral stuff, all the BS in your mind, all the negativity in your mind, by making you practice day in and day out and clearing that process so you get a clear exit to God. This is important. And the person standing at the door with the gates is none other than Matsyendranath, called Lahiri Mahasaya and Sri Yukteswar. He's also called Avalokiteshwar. Avalokiteshwar, Yukteswar, Padmasambhav, one and the same person. They hold the keys, not to paradise, but to the highest heavens. So this is very important to understand. In one moment, you cannot train. Suppose you just say, I tell you the technique, okay, now when you go to the Olympics, just chant, oh Lord, give me power, give me strength, and give me the final burst so I win the 100 meters. Give me power. You say it 10 times, and then you go, and you're pitted up against the 100 meter, the blue ribbon event, the hot red ribbon event, the 100 meters dash. How many of you know of the Olympics? How many have not heard of the Olympics? How many have not heard of the 100 meter sprint? How many have not heard of Usain Bolt? You heard of Usain Bolt? He is the world champion. Now you go with a mantra, okay, and you're practicing, you're getting up against a guy who life after life has been running with the panthers, the deers and the wild beasts, and has got his muscles trained like a cougar and a panther in his life, and you're saying, okay, I'm speedy, I'm strong, I'm going to win this race, I'm speedy, I'm strong. And then you enter the race, the results will be disastrous. Before you've started, he will have ended. So same as with death, you cannot slide into moksha, you cannot get to the final state unless you practice, 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 dear souls. Perseverance is the magic of success. Perseverance is the magic of success. No matter how many books you read in the world, how many philosophies you study, how many organizations of yoga and meditation you do, if you don't practice the one solitary technique, why do you want to go to the lower techniques? Of getting through the astral realm, of getting through, Devachan or Bardathal or purgatory. Leave your purgatory behind, man. Leave your purgatory behind. Take your opening doses well before. Clear your stomach, clear all the BS. Get ready, by the time you're dead, you should be a glowing light. Your body should become the clear light.